This film has the honor of being the first movie I've ever watched on Netflix streaming. Bad science, bad weather, bad engineering, bad storytelling, bad characters, bad direction, bad filmmaking. This is The Core. The movie starts and time stops, or rather everyone's watch stops, along with a few pacemakers. I'm no scientist, but every time bad science is used, I'm gonna throw up this icon. At first I was gonna make this a drinking game, but I don't want to be responsible for that many deaths. Josh Keyes is our hero, played by Aaron Eckhart. He plays trumpet, badly. This makes us like him.
Dr. Joshua Keyes?
Maybe. Guys, what's going on?
But Josh is recruited by the government, and they take him to the back room of a Chipotle. Too soon? Being the resident smart guy,
What did he tell you? They all had pacemakers. You suspect an electromagnetic pulse weapon. If these are the only fatalities, they must be people susceptible to electronic interference. It's not a weapon that I've ever heard of.
Okay, we're done.
then he's sent back home because it's not a weapon, so it's nothing to worry about. Even if it's not a weapon, isn't that still cause for concern? I mean, a phone call would have been fine. Less taxpayer money. But then we wouldn't have the dramatic Chipotle backroom meeting. But luckily, it's an isolated incident.
Not.
Suddenly, pigeons go Hitchcock on some unsuspecting tourists. Alright, this makes no sense. Maybe they all switched to Windex? I get that pigeons use the magnetic field for navigation, but you see those things on the sides of their head? Those are eyeballs. They still work. We're taking control of this bus! Keyes comes to the conclusion that the Earth's core has stopped spinning. The movie says this is bad. I believe him. Cut to the space shuttle on approach to land.
Now for EA.
I could take us in.
And the commander lands the bird. You got to be the youngest person ever in space, you used to say.
They're way off course, and they're about to land in downtown LA. I guess NASA used Apple Maps at the time. Captain Iverson is out of ideas, but his co-pilot, Childs, saves the day by plotting a landing course along the LA River.
Hang on, this isn't gonna be subtle.
210 feet, 265.
He rotates?
Inward.
230, 210.
Speed brakes.
What's it about?
It's the end of the world.
You have to be wrong. I mean, look, I'm sure with careful comparison to my own work, we'll find that you're mistaken. No offense, but...
Well, we'll know soon enough.
Dr. Keyes is recruited again, and this time it's to give a demonstration to the bigwigs.
Everybody on Earth is dead in a year.
The Earth's core has stopped spinning.
Wrapped around the Earth is an invisible field of energy. It's made up of electricity and magnetism, so it's called, creatively enough, the electromagnetic field.
But now, that field is falling apart.
So these are all smart guys, right? And they still has to use a fruit metaphor? You know, they should have put Nicolas Cage in this movie. I can burn a peach for hours.
Even if we somehow came up with a brilliant plan to fix the core, we just can't get there.
Yes, but... what if we could?
Delroy Lindo builds a super laser and a tunneling machine. Boring.
What do you call this material?
I call it unobtainium.
The unobtainium will take the heat and the pressure and transform it to energy.
What would it take to get it done in 3 months?
$50 billion.
Will you take a check?
Why don't you use a credit card? You get miles.
Ha ha ha, the world is ending and we can still make travel jokes. That makes the audience root for us. They also recruit Rat, the hacker played by DJ Qualls. Who else?
I could steal your money, your secrets, your sexual fantasies,
your whole life.
They want to be able to keep this plan a secret.
We need you to control the flow of information on the internet.
You want me to hack the planet?
And they also recruit our shuttle pilots, Iverson and Childs.
Dr. Brazelton will supervise the building of a ship, which is capable of reaching the center of our planet. Once there, it will deliver an explosive charge large enough to restart its core.
So nuclear bombs will save us all. Superman 4 was wrong. Josh's contribution is a super imaging system that allows them to see underground.
This is really cool, but can I just...
Well...
Sorry, I think your ovaries are melting. And Childs gets a pep talk about command.
You practice all you like, doesn't mean you're ready to sit in that seat.
So you keep reminding me, sir.
You gotta be ready to make this shitty call.
Murder crew, got it. Super lightning storms start popping up.
Lightning superstorm.
Popping up all over the world.
Looks like Rome is in trouble. I make fun, but I complain when I get a static shock at the produce aisle. Fun fact, Italians can outrun lightning. I just hope Van Damme got out. So after that shocking development, they decide to launch. Here's our fearless crew. Try to guess which ones survive. Learn to love this set. They spend half the movie here. We got some very phallic imagery going here. We fucked the Earth. Get it? Boring. So the humans run a train on Earth. As usual.
They're doing well.
The crust is just rock. Now it gets interesting.
They hit a big void and they land with their tunneling laser jammed. So they go outside.
I think we're gonna swim right out of this one.
Oh, pilot down.
Bob?
Thanks, helmet. Did your job. So Childs is the pilot now.
So that's the bad news? It's not too bad.
Commander Iverson died, but,
The good news, we just saved a bunch of money on our car insurance.
what is this?
Well, they're scattered everywhere.
So next they fly through a gigantic field of diamonds. But a pod is damaged and it starts to implode. So we have to lose another guy in a pretty gruesome death where he's crushed like a beer can at a frat house.
Josh, we can overrun! We can get him!
Don't worry, Harvey. At least Rachel's okay. They arrive at the core and it's less dense than they expected. Their nukes won't be strong enough. This was brought up earlier.
What if the core is thicker or thinner? I mean, it's not what you think it is. Isn't that going to affect the way the explosions are?
Yes. And what if the core is made of cheese?
A big hole develops in the magnetic field that lets a shit ton of microwaves into the San Francisco Bay Area. Like a hoverboard on Christmas morning, the Golden Gate Bridge bursts into flames. They have a plan.
Look, we have to use wave interference, okay? Because one explosion won't do it. Wait until the ripples weaken, then drop another, and another, and another, and another, and... Fluid Dynamics 101. The ripples reinforce each other in geometric progression.
But bad design means one of them has to die to do it.
I built the ship in 3 damn months. I didn't think of it.
Let's take one guess.
And I'm sorry, because it's my damn ship.
Childs makes the call. Delroy cooks to death. Let's be honest, he knew he was doomed. But he dies like a boss. Don't get too comfortable yet. Time is short. Dr. Zinsky is pinned under a nuke.
Get out! Now! No!
They have to use the rest of their fuel to have an explosion big enough for their plan to work. And this kind of leaves them stranded. So that just leaves Two-Face and the next Karate Kid. They thought we'd forget. So you get these massive explosions as the nukes go off. Somewhere, Michael Bay gets a chubby. And the core is fixed.
We've got full rotation!
Yay! But they're still without fuel, stuck in the blast zone. But bullshit science saves the day. It turns out their ship is made out of a metal that converts heat into electricity. That's some pretty miraculous stuff. What's it called again?
Unobtainium.
So they just weld some wires to the hull and it works.
Get ready to pull a few G's.
Giggity!
And they emerge like that chunk you just can't flush. So now all they have to do is wait for rescue. So how much sex do you think they had down there? One last hack to tell the world what they did to honor those who died. I guess secret mission means nothing to people these days. I mean, wouldn't it have been easier to release it on Reddit? The characters are all tropes you find in disaster movies. Scientist who sees it coming that nobody believes at first. His character is pretty bland. And Hilary Swank's arc isn't that big. She already starts as a competent character. God, I swore I would never use this term, but she is something of a Mary Sue.
Because you're so good. You haven't hit anything you couldn't beat.
She's good at what she does. She navigated the space shuttle with a Thomas guide. In order to be a good leader, she's told she has to be able to make decisions that could kill her crewmates for the good of the mission. So she's a natural leader, so she kills, what, 3 of her crewmen? And it's just refreshing to see Delroy Lindo playing a geeky scientist and not some tough guy.
Stop eating my sesame cake!
And Stanley Tucci is awesome as usual.
What are you, crazy? Plan C? Restart the course somehow? Oh, that's a great idea! Like this?
No,
if you want to die like this...
3 people on you!
Oh, shut up!
It's a fun disaster movie, in the same vein as Armageddon, 2012, The Day After Tomorrow. The bad science will hurt. Some of the effects shots look like they came out of a PS2 video game. So that's the core. Pure science fiction, and the science takes a beating. I think the only part they got right is that the Earth is round. So what's your favorite disaster movie? Answer below. I'm Tom, this is theNewBee, thanks for watching.